Anti-mining protesters gathered recently in Iron County to speak out against Senate Bill 278, legislation that would close thousands of acres where a 4.5-mile-long iron ore mine is proposed in northern Wisconsin. Now under Wisconsin managed forest land laws, the property must be open for public use. The protesters carried signs, spoke out against SB 278, and did something that the bill would forbid in the future: walked on the property.
The sulfides are primarily in the overburden that has to get peeled back, blasted into smithereens, and then shoved back into the hole. And the overburden is 1 to 3% sulfide and 1 to 3% phosphorus, which is equivalent of 10 billion gallons of battery strength sulfuric acid.
If the law, which is currently being discussed in Senate committee, passes and is signed by Governor Scott Walker, then the protesters would not be able to do what they did on a recent Saturday: tour the property without permission from Gogebic Taconite mining. The bill would also forbid camping, hunting, swimming, and any other public use without permission. It would prevent scientists, researchers, or tribal members from entering the property unless they can pass muster with GTAC.
You are just...
This land behind us here, the ridge line of the Pinocchios, where the mine would, where the proposed mine site is located, is currently enrolled in Wisconsin Managed Forest Law program, meaning that although it's private land owned by RGGS Minerals and others, the public has full access to the land for hunting, fishing, hiking, gathering, whatever, and in turn, the property owners don't pay any property taxes on it. Under current law, if they wanted to close public access to this land, they would have to withdraw it from the Managed Forest Law program and pay all of the back property taxes owed on it that they haven't been paying, which I have heard is around $400,000. Under Senate Bill 278, any Managed Forest Law land that is within the site of a proposed mine, the mining company doesn't have to submit an application, they just have to say that they are going to submit an application. All of that land immediately becomes closed to all public access unless the mining company, GTAC in this case, and the DNR both agree to open it, or certain portions of it.
I suppose for 25 years or 50 years. And the landowner gets a tax break from the state, but they have to log at some point. And when they log, then they pay like $8 an acre while it's in MFL, and then when they log, they pay taxes to the state. And but the SB 278 is going to be a special law where mining companies don't have to abide by that law anymore. They can put it in MFL when they want to and take it out of MFL without being penalized. If a landowner takes it out of MFL prematurely, before the end of their 25 years or 50 years, whatever they sign up for, they get penalized and have to pay all the back taxes. The way I understand it.
Even the dreams of mining companies that want to explode 1,000 feet down and try and make a lake when we're up only a stone's throw pretty much from Lake Superior, all of that stuff starts to seem like insanity. And I'll say this, and you know, we picked up on this little vibe that reminded us we're 70% water. As physical manifestations, as you sit here staring at the stage, you are over 70% water. And we're in Madison Friday night, and the people that were staring at that stage were 70% water too. But guess what? They weren't random water. They were water from the Madison area. As I stand here tonight in front of this crowd, I know that there's 70% water in all these different forms here, from the artesian water wells by Ashland, from the groundwater aquifers over at Madeline Island, from the groundwater aquifers and some of the waterways over here around Bayfield and Washburn. And then for reservation people, the groundwater aquifers under the res, which start in the Pinocchio Range. And you know what? As we gently resist and celebrate the beauty that's around us. We're fighting for our lives. And you know what? It's going to be a long journey, right? It's going to be a long journey. Fran and mine that went on 28 years, and like Robert Van Zyl, an elder from Mole Lake said, that's a blink of an eye to Anishinaabe. It's a blink of an eye to people that live here and call this place home. So the last thing I'm going to say.
But what I'm saying is that we have this shot of doing great things. We have the shot of protecting a sacred lake. We have this chance to do something. We have the chance to keep them from blowing the top off of mountains to ship that coal to India and China. We have the shot to keep them from stuffing an ecosystem in the north, in the subarctic, in the Athabascan River Basin, peeling off Mother Earth and stuffing her into a pipeline. We have the chance to stop that. We have the chance to keep the planet from baking. That's our really great spiritual opportunity we have. And so it is really important that we remember our place and our opportunity. And we keep a little perspective. Because what I want to say to you is what you probably already know. I don't consider myself an environmentalist. I consider myself a woman who would like to live here for a long time and see my descendants live here too. What I know, and what you all know, is that our position is not extreme. The position that is extreme is the position that destroys the water, that destroys the topsoil, and that bakes the air. That's the extreme position. If you change the climate, if you destroy and dig or drill 20,000 feet under the ocean, that's extreme. If you frack the west of the United States to put it in a pipeline, that's extreme. And GTAC is extreme.